Hello, you salty sea dogs. Steve the Gent here, and if you're like me, you enjoy the freedom of solo slooping. There's no shipmates to worry about, there's no idle chit-chat required, it's just you in the open sea. However, going solo can be intimidating for new players. You are responsible for everything, and if things get dicey, there's a lot of multitasking required to keep your ship afloat and on course. So here are 5 beginner tips for new solo sloopers. Tip number 1, stock the ship. This is important on any ship, but it's doubly important when you're going solo. You have enough to worry about, and running out of supplies mid-fight should not be one of them. When you start, your ship has 40 cannonballs, 4 chain shots, 4 fire bombs, 4 blunder bombs, 16 bananas, and 15 wood. This may seem like a decent amount at first, but in reality, it's just enough to get yourself out of a scrape. You should be looking to double these supplies at an absolute minimum. Loot the barrels at your starting outpost and take everything you can carry. Once you're done with that, make a quick stop at an island to grab some more supplies. I find smaller islands are easier to stock up on. They don't take much time to clear, and they usually have some crates laying around. You can only carry a few items in your pocket, so find a storage crate as soon as possible. Storage crates will allow you to clear a whole island of supplies in a single run. If you don't have a crate, use a rowboat if one's available. They normally have a ton of supplies and can be used to transport materials back to your ship. Tip number 2, organization. There is nothing worse than being in the heat of a battle and having to check multiple barrels or crates to find the supplies you're after. Create a system and stick to it. Mine is simple. For cannon barrels, I put cannonballs, chain shot, and curse balls on top, and throwables in the bottom. For food, I put all food in the top and bait in the bottom. I like to leave a storage crate next to the cannon barrels, that way, if I happen to run out of something, I can quickly check the crate and rejoin the fight. Tip number 3, know your ship mechanics. The sloop is the smallest, the slowest, and the most maneuverable ship in the game. Understand this and use it to your advantage. Sail between rocks, make tight turns in shallow water, take chances. Even if you bump into a rock or two, the sloop is easy to repair, and you'll quickly find out that the ability to weave through obstacles will get you out of some dangerous situations. Generally, the sloop is the slowest ship. However, it is the fastest when sailing into the wind. Keep this in mind when being pursued by a ship you'd rather not fight. The sloop can outrun anything in the wind. There have been some great videos and articles about ship mechanics, but I find most players don't put this information into practice. When sailing into the wind, you will reach max speed when your sails are pointed forward. This is counterintuitive because you'd think having the sails to the side would create less resistance. Well, not in Sea of Thieves. Here's a great example of this. I'm being chased by another sloop and heading into the wind. We both have the same ship. I shouldn't be able to outrun these guys. The only difference between us is I have my sails forward and they have theirs to the side. I get a slight speed boost and am able to pull away and create distance. It's not a huge thing, but it's enough to give you an advantage. Tip number 4, visibility. Every ship has the same visibility in the day. It's at nighttime where things can change. How your ship looks is personal preference, but personally, I like to be as discreet as possible. So I usually have black sails, a dark livery, and no lights on my ship. Being able to sail around undetected is a huge advantage. You can see people before they see you, and this gives you the option on whether you want to engage or not. On the flip side, sailing around with your lights on or some glowing sail makes you a target, and salty players will stop by and say hello. Now, all ships, no matter what, are visible at short to mid-range. It's only at longer distances we can affect our visibility. There's a debate about lights. Some people believe you only need to turn your top lights off, and leaving the lights on below deck doesn't matter. I used to believe this too, but take a look at this. Here's my ship with all the lights on. Super visible, you can see me without a telescope. Now here's the ship with just the below deck lights on. Things look okay until you get far enough away and boom, you stick out like a sore thumb. Finally, here's my ship with all the lights off. Again, maybe visible at mid-range, but someone could easily miss us scanning the horizon. Tip number 5, fire is your friend. Oh, the firebomb. It does burn damage to players, it does ship damage over time, it spreads if it's not put out quickly. It is the gift that keeps on giving. Firebombs are a great option whether you're using them offensively to distract the ship while boarding or attacking, or as a defensive option to create some chaos and give you time to breathe. Here's a good example. I get harpooned by a two-man sloop and I hit him with a few firebombs, but die in the process. Now I should come back to a sunken ship. Two pirates versus my unmanned sloop for the next 90 seconds? Well, wrong. I spawn back and I'm still floating with relatively no damage. The fire created such a distraction, they had to stop attacking me and fix their ship. Well, that's it for this video. I hope these tips help you. If you found the video useful, please feel free to like and subscribe. There's a new video in the works as well, 5 intermediate tips for solo slooping, so be on the lookout for that. And as always, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay salty.